All right, let's look at homework 11.9, problem number 3. All right, so we want to find the power series representation for this given function. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first thing I would do is I'm going to split this into two parts. 8 over 1 minus x, right, and a plus x over 1 minus x, right? Then we can actually pull 8 out so that it's 8 times 1 over 1 minus x plus x times 1 over 1 minus x. All right, then we know how to do this, right? So this is going to be 8 times, right? This is just going to be a summation. N goes from 0 to infinity, and x to the n. And this is going to be a x times summation. N goes from 0 to infinity, and x to the n. Right? And combine that, you're going to get this. So here we can actually put this x inside here. So you would get this here. You have 8 summation. N goes from 0 to infinity, x to the n. All right, so no change there. But here, we can write it as a summation. N goes from 0 to infinity, x to the n plus 1, because we have one extra x. All right, and but what you can do is this, right? So I'm going to pull out the one of the first term when n equals 0. So it's 8 times, right? First term is 1, right? And the summation, n goes from 1 to infinity, and x to the n, right? So all I did was pull out the very first one when n equals 0. All right, here I'm going to do a similar thing, but this one I'm going to start from n equals 1, which means that so it's a 1 larger number is the starting number. So all I have to do is make the index smaller, so by 1. So it's going to be n. All right. Then you can see that we can combine these two, right? So 8 times 1 is 8. So you have 8 times the summation x to the n, starting from 1. You have another one. So this is going to be a 9 times summation n goes from 1 to infinity, x to the n. So x to the n goes here. All right. And the interval convergence is fairly easy because remember that the r value in both terms is x. So we have to make sure that the absolute value of x is less than 1, which is equivalent of saying that, x is between -1 and a +1. So interval convergence is -1 to +1. All right. Let's type it in. All right, so we got the x to the n here, and then it's going to go from -1 to +1. All right, let's check the answer. All right, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.